So probably the flagship of the Samsung series. Well, when it was the 9. Anyway, now I think they have like the 10 or the 12. Anyway, I've had this one for quite a while. It's quite nice. I think I've had it for about 2.5 years now, and I mean this phone does it all. It's got the memory power to run all your apps. It won't be lagging, and it'll be still relevant for the next couple of years, at least until software becomes cluttered to the point that you need to upgrade, as they typically do. So anyway, as you can see here at the bottom, here is your home button screen, bringing you back to your home screen. You have your messages options at the bottom. If you wanted to put, let's say, the email, you could easily just put it down with your main 4 options and then scroll through the other ones that you have. So also you have a ton of more storage of apps that are right here. All you had to do is swipe down and it'll bring you to a huge list of the other apps that are on your phone. Anyway, the most interesting things about this phone are probably, well, first of all, let's look at what we have here in our other options here. So we have flight mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile data, power mode. So if you, let's say you wanted to, I don't know, you're worried about conserving your battery life, you'd press this and it would optimize your settings. So I don't really care about that right now. I wanted to run it, well, the most, I want it to use, I don't really care if it uses that much battery anyway. So other than that, you got some pretty cool features like NFC, near frequency communication. I mean, even in the Samsung Galaxy, I think S6s, they had that, but I mean, it's even better now. What else do we have? So we have screen recorders. Let's say you wanted to record everything that goes on your screen. It's got a function like that, which actually I learned of today. You even have Samsung Kids, so you can have a friendly version if you're going to pass the phone to your kids so they can't get into all kinds of trouble. You have dark mode, and it'll turn your phone into like a dark screen, so it's a bit more usable for when it's nighttime. Okay, so that's pretty cool and all, but let's go look at a bit of the specs of this phone. So I'm going to go to the settings options here at the top right. We're going to go to home care or device care. So device care right here, and it'll tell us a lot of things about this phone. So one thing is it does have a 3,000 milliamp battery. Now that is a good size battery, which is why it probably can go about, I think about 2 days if I don't use this thing like non-stop. So I mean, that's a pretty good battery life. So if we click on it, it'll tell you how much battery you have left remaining. I have to hold 12 hours left and 55. That's if I continue using it pretty much the way I am. Okay, storage. So I have 64 gigs of storage to use, and now I only have about 3 available because I cluttered it with about, as you can see here, 29 megabytes of documents, 5 gigs of images, 8 gigs of videos, 2 gigs of audio, and apps. There's 15 gigs. So, and that takes up quite a bit of space. Also, you can put an SD card in this phone. So if you look right there, I have 120 gig card in this phone, which you can access. I think it's right through here. And that's also where your SIM card will be hanging out. Oh, these are just my phones. Not sure how I popped that open. Anyway, yeah, so you have lots of options in here. Like these phones are filled with so many options that you'll never even learn half of them in like 5 years. So anyway, this phone is pretty darn awesome. Anyway, let's go look at the other reason maybe you're looking at this camera. So this phone, sorry, has a pretty darn nice camera. Just got to go back to my home screen. Sorry. So the camera mode is right here. So here's just your plain old regular camera. So let's take a picture. So I want to make it a bit sharper for you guys. So you have the autofocus. Now let's say I wanted to make it maybe stand out a bit more. So I'm going to touch once. This little bar is going to come on and we are going to make it brighter. So you can play with that, and depending on how you want the footage, you can really do a lot. Anyway, it doesn't look quite as clear for you as it actually does in real life, just because I'm recording through a phone and it just, never looks quite that good. So also you can zoom. Oh, I can't do that in this mode. I wanted it on photo mode to do that. So if we do zoom, you can literally, this is like a magnifying glass. So you really can do a lot. And I mean, this is probably better than a jeweler's magnifying glass. So other than that, you can play with the settings of the picture, like full screen, which is not what I typically use because I do thumbnails and such. There's also night mode, which is, oh, sorry, there's the flash options here. So you can have flash on all the time, or you can have flash on auto. So if it needs it, it'll detect it and use it, or no flash. Typically, I go no flash until I want a flash. Let's go find our night mode. Okay, that's not the night mode. Okay, so night mode is right here. Now we do not need it, but anyway, it's actually pretty darn nice. So it really it really does some pretty darn good pictures with night mode. Not that it's really going to help us here because it's bright. So anyway, if you're looking at picking up a Samsung Galaxy S9, I strongly recommend them. They are pretty darn nice pieces of equipment. They have everything you're going to need for a long time. Also, it does have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, as you typically would expect on any Samsung, unless you were looking at an iPhone. So anyway, I like this phone. I'm probably going to keep it for the next 3-4 years, and that's about it. Anyway, if you're looking at picking one up, I recommend them.